Let the fun begin.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most anticipated Disney movies of 2022.
This universe is only one of an infinite number. Worlds without end.
For this list, we'll be looking at movies from Pixar, Marvel, and naturally, The Mouse House, set to release in 2022. Of course, it's always possible that some of these release dates will get shuffled around. We're leaving out 20th Century Studios films such as Avatar 2.
You will never be one of the people!
Which Disney movie are you looking forward to seeing in 2022? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Release date to be announced, 2022.
See double when they're around. The chips are never down. Chip and Dale, Rescue Rangers. Chip and Dale, Miss Danger.
To be honest, when we heard that Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers was getting a live-action CGI film adaptation, we feared that Disney might pull an Alvin and the Chipmunks.
In our film, cartoons are living among us in all their animated forms. And let's just say, Dale may have gone a little overboard to keep up with the current popularity of CGI.
We started coming around to the idea, though, when the directing gig went to Akiva Schaffer of The Lonely Island. Having co-directed Popstar and produced Palm Springs, Schaffer had little trouble tapping Andy Samberg to voice Dale. John Mulaney will lend his voice to Chip, but the cast isn't straying too far from its Disney afternoon roots, with Corey Burton reprising his role as Zipper. Seth Rogen is also on board to make a cameo. We could definitely see Rogen either voicing Fat Cat or Professor Norton Nimnall.
I can't wait.
Number 9. Pinocchio. Release date to be announced, 2022. We've been getting a lot of Pinocchio movies lately. Roberto Benigni starred in an adaptation of Carlo Collodi's classic book for the second time. Guillermo del Toro is co-directing a stop-motion version for Netflix. While we'd be lying if we said that audiences desperately needed yet another Pinocchio, Disney's live-action remake has us intrigued nonetheless.
I just love that Pinocchio is about one of the most important things in the world, being honest.
This is largely due to the casting, which includes the great child actor Benjamin Evan Ainsworth as the wooden puppet turned real boy.
But Father, I'm alive, see? And I'm real.
Along with Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Jiminy Cricket and Cynthia Erivo as the Blue Fairy, the film reunites Tom Hanks, who's playing Geppetto, with director Robert Zemeckis.
And now, especially for Disney Plus, we are working with the famed director Robert Zemeckis, who is pulling the strings on a compelling new live-action retelling with the one and only Tom Hanks set to star.
This pairing has worked magic before, and it wouldn't be the first time the two brought life to an inanimate object. Number 8. Peter Pan and Wendy. Release date to be announced, 2022.
Peter Pan! Oh, Peter! I knew you'd come back.
Given Disney's recent string of live-action remakes, they were bound to get to Peter Pan eventually.
The story of Peter Pan and Neverland has always had a special appeal to audiences.
Based on the title, this Disney Plus exclusive might be just as much about Wendy as it is about Peter. Ever Anderson goes from playing a young Natasha Romanoff to starring as the eldest darling child. Alexander Maloney, meanwhile, makes his live-action film debut as the boy who wouldn't grow up. The casting seems spot on, with Jim Gaffigan as Smee.
And what's very exciting is playing the character of Smee, it's evolving. You know what I mean? It's not like David's like, no, Smee's just an idiot.
Yara Shahidi as Tinkerbell, and Jude Law as Captain Hook. The real Hook, though, is director David Lowery, who previously helmed one of Disney's most underrated remakes, Pete's Dragon.
What are you looking at?
Known for taking chances on films aimed at kids and adults, Lowery can pull off something truly timeless.
Personally speaking, it's my favorite thing I've ever made, which I wasn't expecting going into it, but
I've never been as in love with a movie as I am with this one.
Number 7. Lightyear. Release date June 17th, 2022.
Buzz Lightyear, the world's greatest superhero, now the world's greatest toy!
Toy Story 4 felt like a final goodbye for Woody and Buzz, but that doesn't mean the franchise is out of batteries. Lightyear shifts the focus away from the toy we know and love, exploring the human who inspired him.
Lightyear is the definitive origin story of the original Buzz Lightyear, and it reveals how this young test pilot became the space ranger we all know him to be today.
Being a different Lightyear, the titular character will be voiced by Chris Evans rather than Tim Allen.
To infinity
And
Director Angus MacLane is no stranger to toys or space, having directed Toy Story of Terror and Bernie. Since the film is set in the Toy Story universe, one has to wonder, will Lightyear offer a more grounded version of the character, or will it be closer to the Buzz Lightyear of Star Command series?
This is the universe. I work here. Name's Lightyear. Buzz Lightyear.
Also, if we're seeing Lightyear, does that mean we'll be seeing Zurg too?
So, we meet again, Buzz Lightyear, for the last time.
it's Zurg!
Number 6. Hocus Pocus 2. Release date to be announced 2022.
Oh, look. Another glorious morning. Makes me sick.
Despite becoming a Halloween staple for many, Hocus Pocus wasn't a box office hit upon release. Maybe that's because Disney released the film during the summer instead of the fall. In any case, the film's cult following has grown significantly, so much so that a re-release during the pandemic brought in over $5 million. While there were talks of a remake for a while, it was eventually announced that Hocus Pocus would receive a full-fledged sequel for Disney+. Directed by Anne Fletcher of The Proposal, the sequel is bringing back Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy as the Sanderson sisters.
Been 300 years, right down to the day. Now the witch is back, and there's hell to pay.
What remains unclear is if the film will be a completely original follow-up, or if it'll draw inspiration from the 2018 sequel novel.
Dost thou comprehend?
Well, you explained it beautifully, Winnie. The way you started out with the adventure part, and then you sort of slowly
Explain
went
what?
Come, we fly!
Number 5. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Release date November 11th, 2022.
Wakanda forever!
With the multiverse now officially a part of the MCU, we wouldn't be surprised if actors like Robert Downey Jr., Scarlett Johansson, or Michael B. Jordan returned down the line.
Where are we?
On a world that lost their widow.
It's a mess. Thank you.
No matter which universe we're in, though, Chadwick Boseman will always be T'Challa. Thus, Marvel decided not to recast the role following Boseman's tragic passing. It's uncertain how Wakanda Forever will address his absence, but the filmmakers are determined to produce a sequel that would have made Boseman proud.
To honor the legacy that Chad helped us build through his portrayal of the King of Wakanda, we want to continue to explore the world of Wakanda and all of the rich and varied characters introduced in the first film.
Boseman's performance and the first Black Panther left an impact that can never be erased. So, it's only fitting that this sequel's title reflects that endurance. With or without T'Challa on the throne, Wakanda is forever, and we know this franchise's themes will continue to inspire us.
Wakanda will no longer watch from the shadows. We cannot. We must not. We will work to be an example of how we as brothers and sisters on this earth should treat each other.
Number 4. Thor: Love and Thunder. Release date July 8th, 2022.
Your ancestors called it magic, and you call it science. Well, I come from a place where they're one and the same thing.
Most MCU movies have a romantic subplot, but Thor: Love and Thunder is the first to be described as a romance. Taika Waititi stated that he wanted to tackle the romance genre because he hadn't really done so in the past. Of course, Waititi also described the film as so insane, meaning he won't stray too far from what he does best.
You don't need to be afraid unless you're made of scissors. Just a little rock, paper, scissors joke for you?
As for the romance, Love and Thunder may rekindle old feelings between Thor and Jane Foster, who will be more than a supporting player this time around.
We've definitely been able to talk about and openly talked about the fact that Jane becomes the mighty Thor, like in some of the graphic novels. So it's pretty exciting to get my superhero on.
Then again, it's also been theorized that the romance could apply to another character, such as Lady Sif or Valkyrie.
It's me and you.
I think it's only you.
Where some romance movies can be beyond predictable, this one is already keeping us on our toes.
Him?
Huh. Expected him to look more like...
Like what, E.T.? Unless like a hottie McScotty? Beach Buddy Ken? Old school Abercrombie catalog? I could go on. Let me.
Number 3, Turning Red. Release date March 11th, 2022. Following Brave, Turning Red is the second Pixar feature to be at least co-directed by a woman. Domi Shi won an Oscar for Bao, one of Pixar's strangest, funniest, and more meaningful shorts. We're expecting something equally unique with Shi's feature directorial debut, Turning Red. There have been numerous characters from pop culture who transform based on their emotions.
Oh, and one more little detail. Whenever she gets too excited, which for a 13-year-old is like always, she uncontrollably poofs into a giant red panda. Kinda like the Incredible Hulk, but cuter.
The Hulk is one example.
Now might be a really good time for you to get angry.
That's my secret, Cat. I'm always angry.
Instead of a big green guy, though, 13-year-old May transforms into a giant red panda. While the idea at its core sounds familiar, the execution couldn't look more original. Since Turning Red is about growing up in more ways than one, it's only fitting that the film will play on the big screen rather than going straight to Disney+.
I'm calm. Zen. Yes! No!
Number 2, Disenchanted. Release date to be announced 2022. Adam Shankman was originally set to direct Hocus Pocus 2, but he stepped down to focus on another long-awaited Disney sequel.
We'll see each other soon. It's not like we're talking about, forever.
And never.
Despite being mostly live action, you can definitely see how Enchanted set the stage for animated musicals like Tangled, Frozen, and Moana, all of which were more self-aware than past Disney fantasies.
You can't marry a man you just met. You can if it's true love.
Disenchanted, which premieres exclusively on Disney+, once again puts a twist on the fairy tale formula as a spell fractures Giselle's family.
I don't really remember that version.
Well, that's because Red tells it a little differently.
Amy Adams naturally returns, along with Patrick Dempsey, James Marsden, and Idina Menzel. We can expect even more music this time around, with Alan Menken and Stephen Schwartz taking on songwriting duties again.
There's a lot more singing and a lot more dancing.
Hopefully there's a villain song for Maya Rudolph as Malvina Monroe, whose name alone speaks to her malevolent nature.
I don't know, are you into songs and dances?
I am I am actually. I'm a song and dance guy.
Maybe your dreams will come true.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Release date May 6th, 2022.
Who are you in this vast multiverse? Mr. Strange?
In What If, an alternate version of Doctor Strange brings about the destruction of his universe. One can't help but wonder if Doctor Strange Supreme is going to pop up in the Multiverse of Madness next. Either way, we can say with certainty that Elizabeth Olsen will play a vital role as Scarlet Witch.
How's Wanda doing in Doctor Strange?
Or are we just gonna see her?
She's doing great.
She's chill. She's like, oh, I'm good. Yeah.
She's like really good.
In addition to WandaVision, the film also ties into Season 1 of Loki and Spider-Man No Way Home.
Multiverse is a concept about which we know frighteningly little.
Much like how Thor: Love and Thunder is branching out with its romance, director Sam Raimi is taking the MCU into horror territory. Hopefully, Strange and Wanda don't stumble into the zombie universe. What are we saying? That would be awesome. And if there's a zombie universe, who knows what else awaits?
I'll watch. I have nothing but time.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.